Hello, everybody, and welcome back to She's Got the Dirt. On today's episode, we have Kyle Hurley, your 2024 New Egypt Speedway four-cylinder champion, and my boyfriend. And he's going to explain to us how he got started in racing and just a couple of questions for him that'll give us his answers to.
All right. Give it a shot.
All right. So how did you get started in racing?
Well, we moved to New Egypt in 2000, and my first time ever at a dirt track was pretty much as soon as we moved to New Egypt. We heard it every Saturday, and I was like 7 or 8, and I wanted to know what the loud noise was, so we went. The first time ever there, we went and sat in turn 1 where no one ever sits. When we walked in, we were like, man, this is great. No one's here. We have the whole place to ourselves up in the corner. We found out why, and it was pretty cool. So, I mean, growing up in New Egypt, we it was always around. We had teachers that raced. We had, friends, families. We were always at the track. Going through high school and go and help out some friends when they were racing. Ryan Simmons, Kevin Vuklavicek. And then a little later on, I found out that my pop used to race back when at Wall. And I never really was too big into car racing. I was more into like quads and dirt bikes and stuff. And yeah, I mean, after going to college, I went to University of Northwestern Ohio. Out in Ohio, it was a mechanics college. They had a track out there, Limeland. The school owned the track. They had a racing program that I was interested in, but never really did anything with. And every time I'd come back, I'd hang out in the pits and go see people, and I was always around it, just never that involved. Then when me and Brianna started dating, I took her to the track she'd never been. And that was the real start of it. Brianna's cousin, Jessie, she was dating, is still dating, Joe Wolf. Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Jessie. So he was racing 4 cylinders at the time, and it was cool to be down in the pits in a class that at the time I'd never really seen before. And jokingly, I was like, oh, I can do this, and I'll buy a car and I'll show you, this and that. And up until this point, I was into Jeeps and off-roading and stuff like that. We had side-by-sides and YJ on 40s and 1-tons. We were, into all different kind of stuff. Well, I sold the Jeep and I came home with a race car, and
that's where it all started.
That started that. And here we are today.
Anything else to add to that story?
Well, we're a couple more race cars in now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this year we had a pretty good season. It was the best one we've had yet. So
I'd say
it worked out. I mean, sometimes I still think Jeeps would have been a little more financially responsible, but racing's fun.
How did you feel when I raced? What was that like for you?
So that was different. You were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it. And I was like, all right. Like, if you want to do it, I'll get a car. We went. We got you fitted for a suit. Got a seat. I drove out to almost Pittsburgh to get a car that was nowhere near Jersey compliant, but it had good bones.
It was.
We drove out in a
Okay.
snowstorm
Yeah.
and drove back in an ice storm
Yeah.
in a old OBS Ford that shouldn't have been on the road.
R.I.P. Black Truck.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, pretty much we got it back, got it squared away, and it's not. I knew you could do it. I just didn't know how everyone else was gonna react.
Yeah.
To having someone that green on the track. Because before me, you growing up here.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I kind of ruined you. Like, since dating me, went from being a cheerleader and stuff like that to now she's in the woods with me hunting, riding quads and dirt bikes, and doing donuts and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah. I think
to now being a race car driver.
But I think everybody not adjusted, but everybody's pretty welcoming in our division.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was I wanted you to have fun and be safe.
Well, yeah, of course.
And I wouldn't have put you out there if I didn't think you couldn't do it.
Well, that's why we fixed the car to make it Jersey legal.
Yeah, I mean, I put 3 or 4 pieces of duct tape across your visor.
Oh yeah.
Got her in the suit, strapped in completely blind, and I timed it. You have to get out of the car. You have to know what to do.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure that you were gonna be good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
If it hit the fan, you at least knew how to shut the car off.
Yeah.
How to get out of the seatbelts, and to look both ways, before getting out of the car.
Thankfully, it never hit the fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got close a couple times.
You know what? But anything could happen.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, we've had cars flip under caution, and they were the only ones involved. Justin. But
oh no.
But it happens.
It happens.
The biggest thing with these cars are with 4 cylinders, they were never made.
No.
Never intended, designed, thought of to be doing what we're doing. The majority of these cars were people's first cars that you got as a beater, just to, if you get in a little accident, it's okay. Your next car might be a little nicer.
Yeah.
So what everyone across the country running these things have done with these it's insane. The stuff that happens. Nuts. What these cars get put through, it's crazy.
Whoever designed the cars never thought they would be doing what they do now. But hey.
But yeah,
we do it. We're crazy enough to do it.
So. When you first got in the car, that was scary because I was on the track running the same class, the same race, same heat races, same features as you.
So you can never actually watch or anything.
So every time I'd hear yellow, 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 I'm like, where's Brianna? Where's she at?
Is it her?
Yeah. And the majority, you were somewhere around it. Maybe not in it, but you were learning. You saw something happen and you would stop.
Well, yeah.
Yellow, you want to keep rolling. If you're not,
I never fully stopped.
Okay. But it was a lot on me.
Well, yeah.
Because we had a very small group. But I mean, for the most part, I was working on both cars.
Yeah.
Week after week, fixing stuff.
bumpers.
And like I said, I wasn't the only one involved, but for the most part, it was a lot on
Yeah.
me keeping 2 cars to like going, on a limited budget.
Yeah.
And I couldn't always get myself in the right state going out on the track, because when I should have been like worried about what I was doing,
Yourself. You're worried about me.
where's Brienne? Where's she at?
Where's Brienne? Thanks.
But after a couple races, and really the first season
was rough. So rough.
But after that, I was like, all right, you got some confidence, know, and I was able to do better.
Yeah, then you got a championship when I stopped racing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there was a lot of different stuff
that
led to that too.
Yeah.
It's all good. It worked out.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
What is your favorite racing memory? Couldn't be like anything on or off the track. Like, what is your favorite
memory?
Yeah.
Probably my first win. That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, because I was still racing.
Yeah. So the year prior, the last race of the year, points were already done in New Egypt. We took the car to Bridgeport, and I ended up getting sent into the wall.
That's my least favorite memory. Where are we going with this
it's
one?
leading to it.
Where are you going?
So, hit the wall. We'll probably get into that later. Speeding up, ended up getting a different car, and it wasn't ready for practice for the following year. So the first day out in a brand new to me car, go out, I can't, you can't drive these things like down the road or anything. I don't even know if it's going to hit third gear,
Yeah.
I go out, I win the heat race, I win the feature. It was like, I still can't even put it into words. It was like, oh my God, like this
that was awesome.
This is like insane. This is why people do it, just for that rush.
Yeah. I remember they did Victory Lane up in like the grandstands.
Yeah, like they were rushing us through. So,
yeah,
like
they
did it in the backstretch.
And I remember like hearing like your number like over the receiver.
Yeah.
Like to go over the scales first and everything. And I was like, oh my God. So I, instead of like bringing my car
we don't know what to do. Like we never been here before.
No. So instead of bringing my car up to like where Tech is kind of, because that was like how to get on to Victory Lane for the grandstands, I parked the car back at the trailer, rushed out of my car. I still had my helmet on and ran up the big hill at New Egypt.
Yeah, and and
I was so out of breath.
One of the further parking spots.
Oh yeah, no, we're down 2 big hills, and I like was unstrapping my helmet as I'm running up the big hill.
Yeah,
but no, that was
funny.
It was funny. I think I left my car on.
You did?
Yeah.
I think.
At least I
was it Jeff? He shut your car off and like.
It was either Jeff or
Jeff's always involved in like the funny parts.
Yeah, he is.
But
yeah, I was like, turn my car off, and I ran because I don't really want to get there. But whatever. All right. Let's see. What do you do when you're not at the track? I feel like we kind of already hit on it, but
yeah,
we can go more.
So I'm an outdoorsy person. I like to hunt and fish. I like to make very poor financial decisions.
I think that's everybody in the racing or any type of hobby.
If you ask Dom, I'm pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, anything really, outdoors.
Automotive kind of.
Yeah, I'm into a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
and not just like car racing, because I'm not. Before starting the race, I wasn't really a huge like, you know,
Car person.
I was a car person, but not like a NASCAR fan or anything like that. Like I wasn't like a diehard, I should say.
Yeah.
It was just like you go to the track, I'm like, hell yeah. You see the cars racing, and you expect to see
Yeah.
certain people get into each other, and from a fan's point, it's like that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like to hunt and fish and do all that
Yeah.
kind of fun stuff.
All that
Do
fun stuff.
do some trout fishing.
Okay. As a fan, what's your favorite division to watch?
Um, Anything really open wheel, because like sprint cars,
Mm,
there's no like room for error.
yeah.
Like you touch tires and someone's going for a ride. And
All right.
yeah, it's
That's pretty much
pretty rowdy.
yeah. What race or racetrack is like on your bucket list?
Mm,
Like, is there a certain track you would like, you really want to go to? Or like, I know they do like those big 4-cylinder races.
yeah.
Do you want to go to like one day go to those? Or
I mean,
like to actually race, not just to watch or anything?
not like a track specifically. Like bigger, um, the bigger 4-cylinder races are under like SCDRA rules, and that's down south. And those guys are absolutely nuts. Those things are insane.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I could run any, let me put it this way: if I can qualify for an SCDRA race, I'd be happy. That'd be sick.
Well, you'll get your chance.
Yeah, I know.
May 17th, right?
Hopefully we can qualify.
May 17th, they're coming to Jersey, so.
But any like bigger fast track that you have to be on point, not just like a high bank where it's nose to tail, no passing. Like that's not really fun.
Yeah.
It's fun because you're going fast, but you're just nose to tail. Like I think that
The
goes
passing
with
is
everybody.
the
No one
exciting
wants to
part.
just stay in. No one wants to finish in the same spot they started in with no movement through the field. So like Port Royal, that track's fast. It's crazy, and I know they do allow some 4-cylinder races throughout the year, but I don't know. You never know.
Man,
I would like to travel, at least up and down the East Coast a little bit if we can.
that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, if we can make the car fit whatever track's rules, why not?
Yeah. All right. What was your biggest learning curve since you started racing?
Front wheel drives, just in general. There's so much stuff to learn. Like anyone could get in a car and just take it to the track and drive it in a circle. But to make the car handle and do what you want it to do, there's so many different things you can learn for each and every single make and model car. Like as soon as you think like, all right, I have a pretty good understanding of what this is, nope, you're gonna have to learn some more. And it takes time, and it's learning the cars, that's a big thing. Because like for me, going from rear wheel drive and like dirt bikes and quads, like you think you have like the mental principle of how to get something to turn.
Yeah.
Well, when your steer tires or your drive tires, it's it's not only backwards, it's sideways, upside down. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's been a few different crate and modified drivers who have tried running a 4-cylinder, and I'm not saying it's harder or anything like that, but it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Like, it's its own learning curve, and it took me a while to get there.
It's like when Amanda and Adam both tried running my car, and it was, they did good, but they were like, this is weird. It's totally different for them.
You kind of have to forget everything you know.
Yeah.
Going into it and just see what the car does.
Yeah.
But Adam took your car out
and broke it.
with a broken axle. I think he broke it in the like pit stall. Ended up timing fastest in hot laps in a car he had never driven.
Yeah. Well, that's just Adam Bouchel style. No, so
he's something else. But that was,
yeah. If you didn't race 4 cylinders, what division would you race? Big question.
If money wasn't an object and I could fit in the cars comfortably, safely, it'd probably be a modified.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like to watch sprint cars, but I don't like to be upside down.
Yeah, no.
So, anyone who drives a sprint car, kudos to you. I don't think more than 2 cars on the track. Any more than that, I'm good. But we would have to be like on the opposite side. I'm not trying to flip.
I mean, okay.
I'm not trying to flip anything.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, modified.
Yeah. I mean, I'll drive almost anything.
Yeah.
But that would be cool.
You've got an open seat. Hit up Kyle.
Yeah. Just make sure it's the space in between the frame rails is a little wider than the rest of it.
All right, let's see. So you said your pop-up raced.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us like more about that?
Yeah, so my family's originally from like Howell, New Jersey, and my pop-up Al and his cousin Bobby used to run at Wall Speedway in the early 60s. His cousin Bobby continued to race, but once my pop-up had my aunt, that was pretty much, Grandma Donna said, Al, no more. And that was that.
No more.
That was it.
Yeah.
And when I told, I said, hey, Pop-Pop, I'm getting a race car. He said, no, you're not. Nope. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it. Like, same thing they said when I said I was going to get a motorcycle. No, you're not.
Yeah.
It's in the driveway.
What Kyle wants, Kyle gets.
No, not always. But I am very, very blessed that they have been behind me.
Yeah.
When they could have been like, you're really not going to get this. And that's that. It was kind of a little bit too late at that point. But yeah. So the tune changed a little bit when I told him I was going to run his old number. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He had been out of it for so long, and for him it was, lifetimes ago. He said, well, did you pick a number? Yeah, I got one. What's it gonna be? 23. And he looked at me. He's like, that's my old number. So, I know. I found the picture. He was hiding it, and I found it.
Yeah.
So that's where my number came from. It was him and his cousin Bobby. Their first car together. And yeah. That's where that came from.
So if that's where the number came from.
Yeah.
Where did primary bracing come from?
Now we're gonna go to that.
We're gonna get into it.
Spin that right now.
We're getting into it. Yep.
All right. So, Brianna's cousin Jesse and her boyfriend Joe at the time was running a 4-cylinder. And we like to, give each other a little grief here and there, or other words, give each other a hard
Some
time.
shit. You can curse on here. It's fine.
All right. So
it's under the explicit version of Spotify.
So his nickname's Pork Chop. I don't know where he got it from or whatever, but he liked to always end up facing the wrong way on the track. He liked to spin out. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'll buy a race car and I'm gonna beat you. He's like, you're not gonna, we were going back and forth. And I was like, oh yeah, like you're pork chop, I'm prime rib. I'm a cut above the rest, or like the better cut.
Something, yeah.
Just like busting balls back and forth. And then I bought a race car.
It just kind of stuck.
It kind of stuck because it was funny, because we were going back and forth. I think the first night out, I fought for like last place with Joe, and I finished ahead of Joe in my first race. And he'd been racing for like 2 seasons at that point. So sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe. Had to bring it up though.
Thanks, Joe. Because without you, I don't know. That name probably wouldn't.
I mean, I feel like we get asked a lot about like the name, so it's like.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to like racing. Like we've had people come up like, I love prime rib. That's my favorite cut of meat. It's like, hell yeah. That's sick.
Where are you cooking the prime rib?
Yeah, like on the open trailer. Come on.
Yeah. That's just a good story though, I think.
It's funny.
It's funny and it's like catchy, so.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into here's least favorite thing to do on race day.
Least favorite thing to do. Wait. I hate to wait.
Hurry up and wait.
Now the tracks, they do their best to run us through and this and that. But there's some nights where we're like the last race on.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, even though at New Egypt we had our pit spots reserved, you got to be there an hour before pit gates open. Got to be first in line. But it's nice to have everything done and ready to be there to where you're not rushing around.
Yeah.
But when you're there all day, you spent all morning getting the car finished up or strapping onto the trailer or whatever, and then having to wait and then wait. Like that part kind of sucks. But other than that, just being at the track in general is just fun. So it's not like I don't really hate anything.
Yeah.
Unless I have to winch the car in or onto the trailer. That's like
I don't think anybody likes that. Yeah. All right. One last question. We're getting into the big one. Worst racing memory.
Wrecking the Prelude out. That hurt. You were down at Bridgeport and ended up getting turned into turn 3, like an hour full speed. So that's like, 70 something if we're lucky, but pretty much head on into the wall.
Not pretty much. You were head on into the wall.
It was a good one.
It was.
But all my safety stuff did what it had to,
Yeah.
Hit the wall, spun around a little bit. Thankfully, I didn't go over, but that was close.
Yeah.
And what made it worse was 3 wasn't that much further behind.
Oh yeah, no.
Like she was coming off of turn 2 when I think I just made impact in turn 3.
I was probably a little bit closer than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
We got GoPros, but yeah, whatever.
There's GoPro footage of it, so.
So pretty much, I know you raced one more season after that, but hearing your GoPro,
Oh
like you
man.
screaming inside the car, that was like, oof.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was to see. But I guess it's really hard when you're like racing the same division with somebody you love, and you like see them get into a wreck or something, and that's like.
Yeah, I mean, it could have
Ugh.
been worse, but
I mean, there were sparks. Like you hit the ball and there were sparks, and I just like
that was pretty.
it wasn't cool. I immediately was like freaking out,
Yeah,
screaming, and
but yeah, I mean that wasn't fun, and
no,
like I know for everybody, you know that was a scary part,
yeah,
and
I'm sure everybody's crashes are like their worst memory
no,
too.
yeah,
So
I mean there's. I get that. That's just part of racing. I mean, it's dangerous. There's every time you strap into the car,
yeah,
you know.
there's always that chance.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just happens, and
Yeah.
it's definitely not the fun part of racing.
No, I mean, I know people who've gotten way worse wrecks.
Well, yeah.
And thankfully, you know,
You've been good.
been
Like
all
a
right.
little sore.
Yeah.
Right.
But that one sucked.
That was not fun.
Anything close to that would be like missing out on a win for like a part failure or like getting screwed up by lap traffic.
That was coming out.
But like, you know, hey, everyone if you're in a car, you got a right to be out.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But
you know?
The good thing about like following up from like it being at Bridgeport, the next time you were at Bridgeport, you won.
Yeah.
So like
that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
It was almost a year to the day.
Yeah, like just a couple of days off.
Yeah. So we went back with the car I'm running now. And you know, there were faster cars on the track that night, but they ended up getting collected in each other, and racing's racing. It worked out for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know where the scales were, even though I've been to Bridgeport thousands of times. I knew kind of where they were, but like I never been there, you know. So I made a couple extra loops around Victory Lane, and we, you know, got my little medal. I got my medal.
Oh, yeah.
And then I didn't know how to get out of there and get to tech. Never been. So like Bridgeport
set up weird there.
Bridgeport, it's cool.
Yeah.
Because like you're behind the grandstands, you know, it's out in the open. But there's one way on, one way off.
Yeah.
So like I've only ever gone on and off the track going back to the pits. So I ended up leaving the entrance to the track, making a left on like a quad trail. Didn't know that's where I wasn't supposed to be. I had to jump like 3 ditches.
Really?
A sprinkler.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, we're on the podcast now. I might as well let everyone know I was an idiot. So
I mean,
I almost got the car stuck. And I think that night Dom was behind me, and he didn't know how to get there either.
Yeah, he was following you?
Yeah, it was like, we don't go here.
Oops. Oh, well.
But that was cool, but that was a little embarrassing. Thankfully, there was...
Oh, well. It happens.
Guardrails and stuff, so you don't really see it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But yeah, I got my medal, though.
That's good. Do you have anything, like, besides, like, winning the championship for, like, the 24th season that's, like, and winning races that was, like, part of, like, that made the season? Was there any part of that?
I mean, just being lucky enough to have, you know, my family and friends there for a good majority of the wins and just throughout the season.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean,
having everybody there for like most of them and everything was really cool.
It was pretty cool. Had my pop there for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Him shooting champagne and popping the party poppers like that.
Yeah, like the biggest smile on his face every time.
Yeah, he's pumped.
Anytime he's in victory lane, he has like this huge smile.
Anytime he's at the track.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's something I know he never thought that he would be re-involved in.
Right.
And every time, be careful, grandson. Keep it in one piece. Drive smart. Watch out for this one or that one or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool being able to experience that because I know a lot of people aren't lucky enough to.
Yeah. Anything you want to add for this episode, or you want to say, or anything? Anything we didn't hit that you wanted to talk about?
Let's see.
We have a whole list of questions. That's what he's currently reading. Not just being like...
No, I'm not trying not to talk. I wrote a bunch of questions, but I don't want to answer.
Yeah, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you the one that you wrote that I was going to ask, but we'll leave that for another day.
If you've been to the track, you already know the answer. But
yeah, pretty much.
It's all good. But yeah, I mean,
are you excited for the 2025 season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We have some plans to do some cool stuff. A little bit of traveling if we can. Yeah, hopefully we can have half as good a season.
Yeah. It's a 24.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, this year was sick. I don't know what. I really don't know what I did to deserve that, but it was sick.
You had a rough couple of seasons before that, so
yeah. I mean, this is what, my 4th season.
Yeah, you started.
Finished the 4th year.
Yeah, you started in 2020, so this was your 4th season.
Yeah, we had 2 years on the Prelude and 2 years on the Cavalier.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because we both had
this year. This year I had the same rap for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which that is crazy on its own.
Keeping a rap for 2 years, yeah.
Rap held up. And definitely going through that guy.
Yeah. We'll link his website or contact info below.
I want to say his name's Kyle Tripp from I forget the name of it. Extreme Concepts.
Extreme, yeah, it was something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have another good year, and we're gonna be a little bit all over the place for the next couple months.
I gotta put in my requests off of work now.
Yeah.
You gotta put it in the Google Calendar.
It should be all
right. All right. Well, that is it for tonight's episode with Kyle. I hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully I'll bring you some more dirt real soon. Thank you.
See ya.